All right, so welcome back to Dapp University. Looks like we're live here. So today we got a bunch of news to cover. A lot has happened since our live stream yesterday. Again, we do these live streams every Monday through Friday about 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So make sure you turn on notifications or show up back here at that time if you want to catch these whenever I go live. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. About Ethereum scaling now, not later. All right, and some really important projects that are doing that. Okay. We're going to look at a bunch of other stuff that's happened. Of course, we've got major people talking about cryptocurrencies in the popular culture space, all that kind of stuff. But before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory. On this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to become a blockchain master step by step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. All right, we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Edward, Jordan, Sandeep, Powell, lots of folks. Awesome. Yeah, welcome. So, yeah, really quickly before we jump into all this, public service announcement. Today is April Fool's Day. You will see lots of crazy things floating around the internet that you can't necessarily believe. I'm not going to pull your leg in this video. I thought about it. I thought about some, low-key cruel things that I could do, but decided not to. So yeah, today is kind of like one of the worst days for crypto, for Twitter, for pretty much everywhere. So, careful what you actually believe there online. So let's go ahead and jump into the first piece of news, which is not April Fool's. Okay. Full disclosure, this is real. So, it's Aave. Okay. So Aave is one of the most popular decentralized applications on top of Ethereum. It's a savings and lending protocol. Full disclosure, I am a holder of the Lens token, but I don't think anything that I'm saying about this news is like, gonna pump the price of the token or anything like that. But anyways, so Aave is implementing the first leg of scalability with Polygon. So also, yeah, let's see here. So Polygon came out of Matic, so that's a project you all might know about. But their whole plan here is to help, with the scalability issues on top of Ethereum. So the high gas fees, the slow transaction time, things like that. That's one of the biggest complaints people have with the Ethereum network. It's too slow. It's too expensive. Nobody's ever going to use it. Of course, we've been talking a lot about layer 2 scaling solutions on this channel. How I was really excited about the Optimism launch, and we were, speculating about that launching in March. Well, not speculating. We were going based on their sort of public statements. That got pushed back, okay, by a few months. But, much sooner than that, we have Aave here doing this first leg of scaling attempts with Polygon. So this will be with a sidechain, okay? And looking at their launch here, this is really common where basically, like, you have to see how this stuff works. You have to kind of understand, like, what you're kind of getting into here. This is a kind of thing where it'll be looks like a small test it started off with. Like, there will still be admin keys to their projects, but those will be turned over in time. You see this type of solution a lot, where basically things start off like centralized and they move to a more decentralized direction while they get developed. It's a pretty common pattern. Sometimes you want the centralization at the beginning in case something goes wrong so it can be fixed. And then once everything is, battle tested, kind of handing it over to a more decentralized governance, etc. You see that here. So the Genesis team will keep control of the Polygon market admin keys, but these will be released to Aave governance in the coming weeks. So yeah, this is exciting. So I think we'll see more of this. More people kind of rush to jump into this scaling world because it's such a huge need for ETH. Okay. I mean, I go back and forth about the gas fees on top of Ethereum. Of course, it weeds out small players, which is unfortunate. But it's hard to really say the gas fees are ultimately bearish for ETH because it's a supply and demand model. Basically, the gas fees are high because people want to use the blockchain. People fear about competitors coming in and stealing market share and having faster, cheaper transactions. But as soon as those competitors have a massive inflow of demand, their gas fees are going to rise too. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the crypto markets here. I actually have a little bit more to say about the crypto markets than I normally do today. I generally try not to overreach beyond my expertise when looking at prices. You try to look at the big picture because I'm not a big trader, not a big TA guy. Try to look at the big picture here. I like to do some chain analysis. It's a little bit more my wheelhouse, but I'll tell you how I feel about the Ether price, at least today. I mean, overall, I have a bullish sentiment for the overall market. But if you look at the Ether price, again, and I could do some really amateur TA here, not a big TA person, but this chart looks bullish to me. Okay, I'm not going to give like a formal price prediction on where I think this is headed. But this looks like a bullish chart to me. Of course, I got it on linear scale here, but I'll tell you why. So essentially, this is the pattern I'm seeing on the chart combined with the overall sentiment that I feel in the market, which is you see these lower lows happening, okay? And then you see this high that's breaking up out of this, okay? Which to me looks like we're pushing towards a new all-time high and, you know, could jump beyond that. I mean, combine that with seeing like other people kind of their thoughts on the matter. You know, I don't like to just listen to what other people are saying. I like to, you know, kind of verify for myself. And based on my really amateur TA, that's what I feel about this particular chart. So again, not financial advice. That is something I do feel comfortable weighing in on, just because I've watched this stuff for a long time. You know, I'm not saying it with 100% certainty by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks bullish to me. We can take a look at the other currencies here. Bitcoin, it's looking really similar. Somebody says about Filecoin. Yeah, I tweeted about this yesterday. Filecoin is going absolutely crazy. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy Filecoin. I thought it was kind of nuts because the fully diluted valuation of Filecoin is like, I think it's like $300 to $400 billion. Let's just look it up. Yeah, it's like $460 billion, which, you know, yeah, that's bigger than ETH is right now. And it's bigger than Bitcoin was just a few months ago. So somebody replied to that tweet in my mentions saying like, hey, you got to like careful with the fully diluted valuation because of the tokenomics of Filecoin. I don't totally understand them off the top of my head, to be perfectly honest. But other people, they do look at this stuff whenever they just glance at CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and look at fully diluted valuation. If you know what that is, basically that's how much the market cap would be if all the coins were instantly issued. Okay, so, I mean, I don't really know 100% how Filecoin's tokenomics work. Maybe it takes like a million years for all their tokens to be released or something like that. I don't really know off the top of my head. But people do glance at those metrics and become a little bit skeptical. Of course, not everybody does. And we've seen a pretty big price increase over the past, 2 weeks. So you got the questions in the chat here. Somebody said they watched my video about Filecoin when it was at $20 when the mainnet first released. Yeah, I did make a video about Filecoin last year. I was pretty excited about it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look at some more updates here. So yeah, the Aave, the L2 stuff with Aave or the scaling stuff with Aave is really cool. I'm definitely excited about the crypto markets. I feel like we're headed in a bullish direction. We're starting to see more tweets from Mr. Elon Musk here. I always talk about Elon as a man with the Midas touch for crypto. He's talking about, I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke or not, but talking about he wants to put a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon. So here's Elon's tweet. It says SpaceX is going to the moon, or SpaceX is going to put a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon. So yeah, we don't know if it's an April Fool's joke. It's funny. The article was talking about how he was like getting in the hot water with the U.S. authorities over his comments about cryptocurrency, particularly Dogecoin on Twitter. So we'll see if that ever comes to anything. I don't know. I think there's enough legal representation to handle that one on his side of things. We'll see. So yeah, we don't know if Elon's just like kind of where his head's at with all this stuff. Of course, he's a genius. It's hard to truly know what's going on inside his head. So another thing is, I don't know if anybody else saw this Teletubbies thing on Twitter. Uh, so we saw, what could the Teletubbies possibly be hiding from us? Stay tuned for something big this week, Bitcoin. So this was yesterday. And then today, it looks like they tweeted out an article talking about the Tubby coin. So big hugs token, the official token of Teletubbies cryptocurrency made with special hug tech from Wild Brain Labs is here. So it's totally an April Fool's joke. I checked on it. I looked at the article. They were saying there's no real cryptocurrency. That it's a fictional coin like designed to teach kids about this, and you mine it with hugs and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, it's super silly. But it's just proof positive that more and more that Bitcoin cryptocurrencies are bubbling up into the pop culture. Some people say it's a top signal, that we're going to completely nuke downward from here because of this type of stuff happening in 2017. But I don't know. I'm a little more of the opinion that cryptocurrency just kind of like making these waves. It sort of has these shock waves, right? And they kind of make concentric circles, and the circles get wider and wider and wider. It's kind of the shockwaves are kind of volatile, like the crypto markets are in one sense, right? I think those shockwaves will continue to permeate popular culture, and we'll just start to see this stuff take over in time. And it won't be a top signal. It won't be. I mean, it might be now. We don't know for sure, but at some point we'll cross that threshold where it's not a top signal anymore. And I don't really think it is now, but we'll wait and see. So we got some questions in the chat. Somebody says Teletubbies is one of the favorite childhood shows. Yeah. Somebody says, is Elon Musk shilling Teletubbies coin? I haven't seen Elon Musk shilling Teletubbies coin yet. I don't think he can get in trouble with the SEC for that one since it's not a real cryptocurrency. Okay, so we got some more news here. Some other projects that are launching on ETH that you might want to check out. This is not financial advice. I'm not talking about the cryptocurrency prices or anything. These are just new projects. So these are ones that I haven't done a ton of time looking into, so it's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy into any of these or use them. I've just seen them floating around and thought they were cool. So I'll just go through some of these, and I'll kind of actually, probably learn some of this while I'm reading about it with you. So we'll learn together. So the first one is Element Finance. So Element brings liquidity to fixed rate income, allowing anyone to buy BTC, USDC, and ETH at a discount. All right, these transaction costs are low, and there are no hidden fees or locked terms. We like to say no, not locked yield, fixed yield. Okay. So for the more active DeFi users, we offer a new way to increase APY on existing yield positions such as Iron Finance or ETH2 validators. We split out your position into two new tokens, the principal and yield. So you can earn a higher APY through staking the principal tokens on our custom trading curve enabled by Balancer Labs, providing liquidity to the fixed yield market. Or you can sell your principal and increase your exposure to interest, which gives leveraging opportunities without liquidation risk. That's pretty cool. So Element will be an open source, self-sustaining community governed protocol intended to enable financial freedom and provide open access to financial products for people around the world. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. I want to check on this more. Again, it's not a sponsored post or anything. These are just some launches or some announcements that I saw floating around that are worth checking out. Thought you all wanted to learn about them too. We just kind of learn together on this type of stuff. There's so many new things happening in the DeFi space all the time. I personally can't really keep up with it all. I try to do my best, and I try to let you know about them as soon as they come out. So another one is the new algorithmic stablecoins. So I don't really know how you pronounce this. Is it Faye? I don't know if you say it a different way. But this is one people were definitely hyped up about. Basically, They raised a lot of money really fast, so they needed basically bootstrap liquidity for the algorithmic stablecoin with ETH. We saw a lot of ETH flow into the project really fast. Again, I don't totally understand everything that's going on with this project either. I just saw this was one that people were really excited about. We saw millions and millions and millions of dollars flow in a matter of hours to this particular project. So sometimes that's a good sign. So it's an algorithmic stablecoin that uses game theory incentives to move the price of the token in the direction of a price target. So the token will be a peg stablecoin to the dollar, and then they'll have a second token, Tribe, which will be responsible for governing the protocol. So it derives stability from a single vault where all the ETH used as collateral lays, and which the protocol has control called PCV. Okay. So you can see this. Looks like they use arbitrage to help work with some of this. So yeah, you can definitely go read about this more and more. Like I said, I don't fully understand everything that's going on here, but this is definitely one that people are excited about. Saw a lot of money flowing in that project really fast yesterday. So any comments on Filecoin? Price is going up really fast. The fully diluted valuation is absolutely crazy. But yeah, no comments here. Not financial advice. I wouldn't personally buy it at this price level. Somebody asked if there was a flash loan masterclass last night. Yes, there was. The replay link will be put in the video vault if you're a part of the blockchain mastery program. All right, so let's see here. We got some more questions in the chat here. So somebody says, I know you're not a trader. Let's see, sorry, the chat's moving, hard for me to read. How can you share with us your existing exit strategy? What percent of your portfolio will you be cashing out, as well as what price will you start taking profits? I don't know yet. So definitely a portion of my cryptocurrency I probably won't sell, especially with ETH. It will be a long-term hold for staking, etc., etc. I will sell some of it probably at some point. I have to really wait and see how this market shapes up, to tell you the truth. I'm going to watch it. There are multiple schools of thought on how this market will go. Some people think that we're, in a super cycle where we won't see a boom and bust cycle like we did in 2017. Some people think we are in a boom and bust cycle where we'll have a parabolic blow off top, that it'll peak out at some high number when we enter that euphoria phase. And that we'll see a big crash, okay? And then we'll see, a multi-year bear market, maybe a year-long bear market, where lots of cryptocurrencies will lose insane amounts of value. I am inclined to side with that view for a few reasons. One, it's more likely that history will repeat itself, that human nature doesn't change that much, all that kind of stuff. But it's possible that we are in this sort of super cycle phase of thing where we'll see this more gradual, gentler undulation, where we don't see some massive parabolic blow off top. There are lots of arguments in favor of that we don't have, enough money flowing around to make, like the last time it was like a lot of fueled by absolute retail mania. So do we have enough retail mania to make this parabolic blow off top in this time? Maybe not. Or do we have other mania, that can move the needle in size the same way? Maybe we do. Again, I don't want to step too far out of my lane with this, but part of my plan is basically to go with the assumption that we will see a cycle a lot like we did last time, where we have some sort of mania, some sort of parabolic blow off top, but plan to essentially change my mind if I don't think that we will see that. So I will use a variety of analysis to determine that over time. So just like the analysis that we talked about on this channel, I like to look at on-chain metrics. So I will closely monitor these types of things like this, these, euphoric rise. Are we in euphoric territory? We're headed back that direction. Another thing is, these models, will they always be right? We don't know. We've seen it in the past where pretty much anytime we've entered into euphoric territory, we've seen a pretty big price correction. Okay. But you see here in 2013, 2014, some people say this is like a double peak cycle where, it's kind of like two bull markets, maybe a little mini bear market here. We could see something like that again. Nobody really knows, to tell you the truth. Anybody who says like, I know this with certainty, they might be wrong. I'll put it that way. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna go with the assumption that we're gonna have a cycle like last time, but be open to changing my mind based on a number of indicators as time goes on. So one thing to think about though is if we do have a parabolic blow off top and the cycle gets really crazy, it could be a lot higher than what people are thinking. Okay. Than what normal people are anticipating. All right. So, we could get to a situation, I'll just show you right here, where we think, we're at sort of like an up only scenario, super cycle. Maybe the cycle gets longer or something like that, and this parabola forms and then it just shoots out of nowhere. And maybe this price level is really, 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 really high to where the new crash is down to a level that's pretty bearable from where a lot of people bought in. So that's one thing to think about. Like, it's not financial advice. I don't want people to like assume this is going to happen. I'm just talking about scenarios that could play out. So we might see this where, you have to think about the cryptocurrencies markets likely having diminishing returns. So, if you invested in Bitcoin in the early days, like the early cycles, you got crazy amounts of returns, right? And you probably will see less returns over time, like as in terms of percentage. Like the price can go up a lot more, but the percentage ROI will likely go down simply because the market caps get bigger and it's harder to move the needle. Okay, now that being said, unless we are in some crazy super cycle where now Bitcoin is going to be this massive, reserve currency that people want it to be, or, it becomes this global store of value people want it to be, we could see higher ROI than we did in 2017. If in fact, we do enter into the super cycle territory, okay? But assuming that we are not in super cycle territory, that we are in boom and bust cycles, if Bitcoin has diminishing returns in sense of each cycle has less ROI percentage, we may also have less of a fall for assets that are in this diminishing returns pattern. So like if Bitcoin, let's say it crashed by like, 80% last time, it might just crash by 50% this time, right? Ether, instead of crashing by like 90 something percent, might crash like 60, 70%. Okay. But newer assets that have had fewer cycles will likely experience much sharper drops. Okay. So lower cap cryptocurrencies. And there's lots of reasons for this. Like, think about it, because there are plenty of people who've been holding Bitcoin for a long time. They're never going to sell it, or they're not going to sell it yet. Plenty of people, it's just taken, it's had longer amount of time for people to accumulate, build up high conviction bets, raise the market cap to such a level that it's harder to just cut that market cap. Same is true for ETH and then smaller projects. So you might see smaller cap cryptocurrencies. They're brand new. Like if a cryptocurrency just launched within the past 12 months, that's one of the highest risk investments you could possibly make if we're in boom and bust cycles, okay? Because we saw that in 2017. A lot of those new projects like ICOs and stuff, many of them lost like 98% of their value. Some of them never recovered. We have some ICO projects that are still just dead, flat line on the ground. So that's definitely something to think about. Oh, so somebody says that the title of this video is it April Fool's. No, it's not April Fool's. So yeah, we do have news of Aave scaling with Polygon basically now, like starting this first leg of scaling. So talk about it at the beginning of the live stream, go through that in detail, check that out for more details. You can check it out in the replay. So how do we integrate layer 2 into dApps and bots? So we did a video on this inside the blockchain mastery program talking about how to make your dApp optimistic. So basically you have to deploy your contract to something like Optimism. You have to make your network also connect to, your app select Optimism as a network. So it's two-sided. So got some questions here. Somebody says I froze. No, I'm still here. So how long until Uni can integrate L2? So it's a good question. So the Uniswap announcement mentioned that they were going to launch in May, and that they would likely onboard layer 2 a few weeks after that. And then that I saw the date as indicated as being in May as well. So the thing about Optimism launch getting pushed back is just that they have pushed back letting anyone in the world build on Optimism. So I think in the meantime that they have basically whitelisted admission for people building on Optimism. So for example, Uni is an incredibly important project. So they'll likely allow Uni to build an Optimism and launch it before everybody else. So that's what I thought. That's what I think at least. We'll wait and see. Again, made some speculation about a lot of this stuff before based on their public announcements, and those ended up not quite being on target. So want to be kind of cautious with everybody's expectations on that. So let's see here. So what high risk investments am I in right now? Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a high risk investment. Am I an alchemist? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today, guys. As always, smash that like button down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It really helps these videos out so more people can learn about blockchain. If you like these videos, you're as fascinated with this technology as I am, how can you get your hands dirty today? You can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find any of my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. If you like those, you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can try to become a blockchain master step-by-step, start to finish, over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. Okay, you don't have to be an expert to get started today. I felt people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. All right, so that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching.